Regional city leaders share their views. You'll hear from the mayor of Castle Pines, the mayor of Centennial, mayor of Inglewood, mayor of Greenwood Village, mayor of Littleton, and the mayor of Lone Tree. Now, Mr. Thorpe, I don't want to discount the great and challenging work that mayors have to do all around this world to keep their communities safe, but I do kind of like it when cities elect a dog as a mayor.
Oh, I like that. Yes, I enjoy that one.
And then the dogs walk around in the parades, and everybody loves.
The mayor.
And it's typically the golden retriever, and they wear a little hat and everything.
Absolutely.
So, not to denigrate the hard work of being a mayor, because
there's something great.
This stuff.
Yeah, it's hard work. I mean, you can look at a number of mayors around the metro that do really, really hard work, and then some that just like to do silly videos and take street off a name somewhere and then say we paid thousands of dollars for that. So some do hard work, some like the lifestyle. I think all of us, I hope that all of us sitting here listening to the Jeff and Bill show have at least somewhere in your heart this aspiration that you can amass enough of a comfortable retirement that maybe, just maybe, you can get out of the rat race. You can retire in one of those smaller communities, get yourself a nice place, maybe some land in a town where they can elect a dog as a mayor. I think that's a great goal for retirement. If you're in a place where the mayor, if it's a dog or not, doesn't matter, you've picked a wonderful place to retire. I think you've done a great job. I think we all should aspire to that.
We'll talk with Heather Gallien about this great event that the South Metro Denver Chamber is doing, again, a week from today. You can go to bestchamber.com to register, bestchamber.com. Now, though, is time for the news.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Good Thursday morning, 40 and mostly cloudy, partly cloudy in Denver, 38 in the Springs. Expecting highs in the upper 60s today. Should be a beautiful day. News sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning. For a new home heating and cooling system, contact your Lennox dealer. Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at pastorcamp.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. Our top story.
Just wish he could have known one more time that we all loved him because he was so amazing and kind.
That's a sister of one of our fallen heroes in Iran. Iran is vowing revenge after the U.S. sunk one of its warships in the operation. It comes as the Senate declined to pass war powers resolution on Wednesday that would have restricted the president from carrying out further military action in Iran. The House will vote today, but more than likely it'll be vetoed by the president if it did pass. A number of European nations are sending naval assets to protect Cyprus from Iranian strikes. Spain, Italy, France, and the Netherlands are sending Navy ships and aircraft carriers to the EU island nation. The EU has warned the ongoing conflict could lead to an unprecedented refugee crisis. The EU's Agency for Asylum said that if just 10% of Iran's population was displaced by U.S. and Israeli attacks, it would be one of the largest refugee flows in recent decades. An independent analyst, Brandon Weichert, on Tucker last night, and he has a great idea. DJT should listen to himself and remember what he himself said in 2004.
And it was during the Iraq War at the height of the insurgency. And at the time, everybody made fun of Trump, but I thought it was brilliant. Trump told George W. Bush on that interview, he said, listen, just declare victory, bring everybody home. We got Saddam. You've won. Let's just call it a day and let the Middle East figure out the mess. Now, people mocked him at the time, but I actually thought, that's probably the best at that time way out. Well, he could do the same thing right now. Because get this, he got rid of Khamenei. He got rid of very top, bad IRGC guys. He can claim that. He has done what he can to help the people. There is a way forward. It's a golden off-ramp, but he's got to take it in the next probably 48 hours, because if he doesn't take it, Tucker, this thing takes on a life of its own. The Iranians are not going to surrender. They're not going to stop popping off missiles. They have planned for this like I said, for 47 years.
Yes, absolutely. Hopefully that happens.
Now, I agree with that assessment in part. I don't think it has to be 48 hours. I think he has 3 weeks.
Okay.
I know that seems like a long time, but when we spent 20 years or whatever in Afghanistan and Iraq, 3 weeks is going to seem short. I think that's the way. I think that's what Trump's going to do. I don't think this is long term. I don't think.
Pray that's the case.
I don't want anybody's sons to go and have to be boots on the ground in Iran. I don't want Israel's. I don't think they should be boots on the ground in Iran. I think that's the right assessment. You took out the top leadership. You sent us a really strong message. Declare victory. Go home. We got other things to work on. Let them figure it out. If they don't figure it out right, well, then we just go back and do it again. Spend some more time away. You do it. To that point, there's no final wars. I think that was the best line of the day so far from a caller. There are no final wars.
True. I agree. No, I think hopefully that happens. I mean, the American people do not want this. 80% of American people don't want it. And that includes conservatives, lefties, it doesn't matter. We don't want this. There's way too many consequences. And now we're into the holy season. We've got Easter coming up. I don't even want to think about all the stuff that could happen because of this if it just continues. Because it could turn into a holy war. It really could. Thousands of Americans remain stranded throughout the Middle East, the administration working to bring them home. But in Dubai, Shanali Patel, a U.S. citizen from New Jersey, says it hasn't been so easy.
We've tried calling the embassy, we've tried calling the U.S. government, but how can we get out if no one's helping us get out?
The White House says some charter flights are taking off from affected countries, and that space is being made on some military planes to accommodate civilians. Haven't heard from Dwayne yet, have we? Hopefully he got home. The DOJ.
Dwayne, call and check in, please.
Yeah, please.
If you're not
please.
sure what we're talking about, we have a listener, Dwayne, who is in Dubai? No, Qatar.
Yeah,
he was in Qatar.
And I haven't. Dwayne and I somewhat communicate outside of the normal threads inside of the show, and I haven't heard from him recently. So I can't say. Okay. My guess is he's still there and hasn't been able to get out, because I have a feeling I would have heard from him if he would have gotten out. But if I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Yeah, thank you. Praying for him. I've been thinking about him the past couple days. The DOJ is releasing nearly 50,000 additional files related to Epstein. The files should be ready for reproduction by the end of the week. The files will reportedly include allegations of sexual abuse against Epstein and the president, as well as summaries of 3 interviews a woman gave to FBI agents after Epstein's 2019 arrest. Stocks are sharply lower on Wall Street. No surprise there. The Dow has been down over 600 points at times today. The S&P and NASDAQ have also been lower. All right, with all this serious stuff, here's some good stuff here. The Brady Bunch house in Studio City is now an official historic cultural monument, as it should be.
Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3.
The Los Angeles City Council voted in favor of the distinction on Wednesday, giving the house landmark protections. The house, built in 1959, was used for the exterior shots of the popular sitcom, which was actually filmed at a studio. It was later remodeled to look like the house from the show, which ran from 1969 to 1974. The home is currently owned by Tina Trahan, a Texas-based philanthropist, television producer, and fan of the show. She bought it for $3.2 million in 2023. I'm Daniel Martindale.
God, I love that house. Love it. 38 in the Springs, 40 in Denver. That's the latest. I'm Blake Olson. More of the Jeff and Bill show ahead on News Talk 710 KNUS in Denver, and now on AM 1460 and FM 101.1 The Answer in Colorado Springs. This is where you hear both sides. We are the Jeff and Bill show.
It was great that some areas of Colorado picked up some precipitation yesterday, especially Colorado Springs to Pueblo. Pueblo reaching a record amount of rainfall for the date yesterday of over 3/4 of an inch of precipitation. Way through today and tomorrow, though, we're looking at sunny to partly sunny skies. Temperatures are going to rebound back to some nice spring-like weather for the Front Range with 60s today and tomorrow. However, we have another storm system coming in. This one's stronger, colder, and tracking further south. We're going to see rain and snow showers developing Thursday night, and Front Range snow is going to be a possibility Friday through Friday evening. Along with temperatures, that'll be much colder. Could have some travel hazards Thursday night through Friday evening along some Front Range and mountain areas out of the storm system. It'll bring needed moisture, but hazardous winter driving conditions as well. Then clearing skies will return with rebounding temperatures for the weekend. Meteorologist Don Day in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
$710 KNUS in Denver.
And on AM 1460, FM 101.1, The Answer in Colorado Springs.
All along the Front Range, this is the Jeff and Bill Show where you hear both sides. Well, speaking of lots of sides, lots of views coming up at the Mayor's Panel 2026. 6 regional city leaders are going to share their views. These are the mayor of Castle Pines, the mayor of Centennial, the mayor of Inglewood, the mayor of Greenwood Village, the mayor of Littleton, and the mayor of Lone Tree, all gathering. The moderators, the president of Arapahoe Community College, and the host putting this all together are the good folks at the South Metro Denver Chamber. And joining us now, Heather Gallien, Director of Marketing and Communications for the South Metro Denver Chamber. Good morning, Heather. Thank you for joining the Jeff and Bill Show.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Jeff and Bill. Such a pleasure to be back with you.
It sounds like you got a fantastic event coming up a week from today at 3 to 4:30 p.m., Thursday, March 12th. Lone Tree Arts Center. You're getting all these mayors together. What's the point of the event?
Well, that's a great question. We've done this event for several years. And, you know, really, if you are someone that lives and works in or near any of those cities that you mentioned, right? So we've got Centennial, Castle Pines, Greenwood Village, Englewood, Littleton, and Lone Tree. You want to stay informed about what's going on in your community and the changes and challenges that your mayor is taking on to make your community a better place to live and work. So it's a rare opportunity to be able to see and hear from 6 mayors in one room. There'll be a little Q&A at the end, so if you're there, you may have time to even ask a question. And some of the mayors will stay for the happy hour, so we have a happy hour from 4:30 to 5. I've met a lot of these mayors. They're all very friendly and accessible, and so they're there to talk to you and meet you. So the point is get involved in your community, know what's going on in your city, so you can have a voice. They're there to talk, but also to listen.
And I imagine they'll cover a lot of issues related to business development, safety in the communities. Those are always top issues when you're the mayor of a city. So you're hosting this event Thursday, March 12th. Details at bestchamber.com. If you want to go register, bestchamber.com. Last time we saw you, Heather, it was the economic forecast breakfast. Now you're hearing from the political leadership in the communities. Give our listeners an overview of how business is doing in the South Metro area.
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, I think overall in the South Metro region, business is very strong. A lot of these cities, fortunately, have had good pro-business policies, and they have worked hard to try to make their communities safe. and to create an environment that attracts new businesses to come and open. So I think that just from the little research that we've done, the level of businesses opening in the South Metro Denver region and staying in the South Metro Denver region is a little bit stronger than Denver proper or some other areas around the Denver region. So generally speaking, I think this region gets a very good grade on its report card, if you will, but there are always improvements to be made. And you're right, Jeff. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, what kind of improvements would you like to see? And you mentioned pro-business policies. What is a pro-business policy?
Well, for example, this gets into what the Chamber does to promote legislative advocacy on behalf of the entire region. So even if you're not a Chamber member, something that's good to know is that the Chamber is still benefiting you if you have a business in the South Metro region. So we will take a stance on certain pieces of legislation that are going through the Colorado General Assembly that may impact businesses. That may be things like business regulation that we feel is too limiting or a hindrance. So we will take a stand on those issues, and we will try to shape that legislation when it passes so that it is more business friendly. Now, there are a lot of things that can look like, but a lot of times it is giving businesses more latitude, not less. Or fighting for things like giving businesses higher tax incentives to come to the region, things like that.
That's Heather Gallien. Heather serves as the Director of Marketing and Communications, South Metro Denver Chamber. Now, Heather, we've seen the headlines, and we've talked about it on this show, that there's more people moving out of Colorado than moving in. It seems to be a challenging environment. Give us a sense of how businesses are responding to that. Are you hearing that from businesses that, look, Colorado isn't what it was maybe 20 years ago? It kind of feels like people are moving out. Or do you get a sense that things are doing okay? Give us your on-the-ground assessment.
Well, yeah, we do see that. I mean, obviously, Colorado as a state has several challenges. This year, the state legislators face a tremendous challenge in dealing with very severe budget cuts that they're going to need to make statewide. Some of those changes will trickle down and impact these municipalities, these 6 cities, these 6 mayors, and every city in the state. So, yes, again, if you look at the macro trends, there's more of a migration moving out of Colorado than there has been in the past. So there are trends in Colorado that, again, as a chamber and by hosting events like this to try to inform and educate the public, we're hoping that we can have more of a voice in reversing some of the things happening in the state that are just simply making it too expensive and too maybe congested. There are many reasons why people are moving out, but that's partly the reason for this type of event. The more people know, the more we can get them involved in either their state or local government, the more we can make a difference.
What event are we talking about? It's the Mayor's Panel 2026. 6 regional city leaders are sharing their views, courtesy of the South Metro Denver Chamber. It is happening Thursday, March 12th, 3 until 4:30 with a happy hour afterwards. The voice you're hearing is Heather Gallien. She's with the South Metro Denver Chamber, Director of Marketing and Communications. Cool thing is, if you're a business owner and you're doing business down in that region, you've got the mayors from all around. You've got the mayor of Castle Pines, Centennial, Inglewood, Greenwood Village, Littleton, and Lone Tree. That's important because you get to hear from all of the different mayors about what's happening economically in their area, because if your business is located in that geographic, well, your people are just a drive away. They can be in another city having a different mayor, but they still can come and visit your business and support you. So this is an important geographic look at a snapshot of this portion, the South Metro, inside of Denver. And the cool thing is you can, if you're clever at that happy hour, get some one-on-one time with the mayor of your city. This is about getting the access that normally the really big rich lobbyists got to pay for. Yeah, you can come in and ask questions to them. This is the cool thing. Now, Heather Gallien, I want to talk a minute about some of the workforce needs. I want to know what you're hearing about workforce needs in the community, in part for the Jeff and Bill listeners, for people that might be looking at maybe switching careers. Maybe they've got someone in their social circle or even a kid that is trying to navigate this tough job environment and trying to figure out where are the actual places I should be looking in order to get a job? Where are the fields I should be studying or look at transitioning into? What are you hearing in the community about the need for jobs? What kind of people are we looking for?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that, some of the things that the Chamber is focused on addressing in terms of workforce are not dissimilar to what you've been hearing at a regional or even national level. It's great, those kids that can afford to still go to college and pursue becoming a white-collar professional, if you will. But within the Chamber, we have gotten very focused in the past 5 years or so on working with school districts and with employers, large corporations. STEM School Highlands Ranch is a good example, that are really pushing for more kids to go into trade vocations, and they're working hard to overcome that stigma that working in the trade, like being a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, etc., is less important or less valuable than a white-collar profession. So what we see kind of mirrors what's happening nationally, where it's very hard for parents nowadays to send their kids to college. College is not necessarily the right choice for every child. And there are so many. It's going to be a long day before you can get AI to fix your toilet. So we are huge supporters of working with our members to promote and craft apprenticeship programs, and to let the community know that there are a lot of educational and training opportunities available for your kids if they're in high school or maybe beyond high school that can help them get into more of a trade career, which for them may be a better, more viable option that makes them just as much income, if not more, because again, they won't be saddled with all the college debt of coming out of a 4-year degree. So we're really focused on STEM, vocational training, and trade skill apprenticeships.
We're talking to Heather Gallien. Heather is the Director of Marketing and Communications for the South Metro Denver Chamber. Now, folks, I've been parts of chambers in the past. I used to run my own little small business. And look, I went to a few chamber events, not with South Metro Denver Chamber, but with others, and they were okay. All right. This one, though, is like next level. Okay, so not only do you have 6 mayors from Castle Pines, Centennial, Inglewood, City of Greenwood Village, Littleton, and Lone Tree. But if you go to their website, bestchamber.com, you can kind of see some of the companies who are going to have representatives there. All right? This isn't a handful of people standing around holding styrofoam cups. Okay, you have John Elway Cadillac's going to be there. The Bridge House, Ready to Work. You have Guild Mortgage, Denver International Airport, Pinnacle Assurance, Excel Energy is going to have people there. Over 225 people already registered to be a part of this. Denver Museum of Nature and History, Redstone Bank, Town of Parker, Denver South. I mean, you can see all of the businesses that are going to be there. Catalyst Public Affairs, AFC Urgent Care, Ken Carroll, the district attorney's office is going to be there. I mean, you're getting everybody together. This is going to be an amazing event a week from today, Thursday, March 12th, 3 to 4:30 p.m., Lone Tree Arts Center. Go to bestchamber.com to register, bestchamber.com. Now, Heather, I got this is kind of a little quirky. This may go a little funny here, but I got to ask you, you're going to have 6 mayors together. Is there any competition we might be able to create where the mayors compete for the best city in the South Metro area?
Yeah, I want to see the talent portion of that contest.
Great. Yeah, maybe the Chamber will come up with the City of the Year contest and kind of spur some friendly competition. I love that idea. Currently, we don't have anything that spicy planned for the event, but you never know. Maybe
I do have an idea, okay?
Moderator to throw it in.
This just came to me, and you can absolutely reject it. I'm not going to be offended. But watermelon seed spitting contest. Who can spit the seed the farthest? owns that trophy and is the best city.
See, my friend Jeff. Jeff's got to go, and Heather Gallien, director of marketing and communications, South Denver Metro Chamber. See, we got to go real Colorado with this, okay? So we don't do the watermelon seed spitting. You do the cow chip throwing. That's Colorado. You want to make this Colorado?
Oh my
That's
goodness.
how you do it.
Well, you know what? You guys have just made it really difficult for us to sell seats in the front row. I'm telling you right now.
No, you do the Gallagher thing. You give them the rain jackets and stuff. You do the Gallagher thing, and then T-shirts. They were in the front row afterwards.
Right.
That's what you do.
If you're in the front row, we got to put a tarp over you for the cow patties and the watermelon seeds that are going to be flying around. I love it. But it's interesting because I recently did an interview with Christine Sweetland, who is the new mayor of Centennial. She was reinforcing that something that people might not realize is these mayors are actually highly collaborative. They don't really operate with a spirit of competition between them. They get together, they meet frequently, they talk, they support one another, they share ideas about how to run a city. So this kind of warmed my heart, and just good for the public to know, at least the mayors in this region, they truly collaborate and support one another. And it just, it's a nice feeling to know that they're not out there kind of jockeying for position or who has the best city. They're there to share ideas to help all of the cities, be as good as they can.
I mean, this is going to be top-notch, folks. Really great event. Collaborative mayors coming together. Business leaders, already well over 200 people registered. You're going to be with the industry titans of the South Metro Denver area and the political leadership. It's an event you can't miss. Next week, Thursday, March 12th, 3 to 4:30 p.m., Lone Tree Arts Center. Go to bestchamber.com, bestchamber.com, and then when it's all done, they got a networking happy hour that's when the watermelon seed spitting will really kick off.
That's right. We'll save the cow patties and the watermelon seeds for the happy hour to spice that up. And it's good to know that this event is free for chamber members. So if you are already a member of the South Metro Denver Chamber, you will log into our website and register for free. But for the public, it is open to the public, and it's a tremendous value. The event is only $35. So there is a fee if you're not a member, but really $35 to have the chance to hear from and potentially talk to 6 different mayors. It's really an incredible deal. So again, you don't have to be a chamber member. If you're a listener out there and you want to come to this event, please do. We would love everyone to get engaged with our local mayors.
Best Denver or bestchamber.com, bestchamber.com, the South Metro Denver Chamber. Heather Gallien, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate you, Jeff and Bill.
You bet. Appreciate all the good work they're doing to bring strong economic vitality to the South Metro.
And if you remember
area.
the chamber, that's free. It's important.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and again, you get that time with all the mayors in that region if you're doing business there. This is a great event to go out and just press the flesh, make connections, and other business owners in your area, but most importantly, get some time with the mayors.
I mean, Bill, I watch these kids on social media. They're like, I applied to 100 jobs and no one ever got a call back. And I was like, bro, it's never been that way. It's never been that way. Even back when I was kicking off and starting, it was all about who you know. You got to get out there and meet people.
Here's the crazy part. And it's weird that you bring this up. I was just reading something yesterday that they said that our business application process has become so automated that it is now the death of the resume. Resume's
100%.
irrelevant anymore. Having a resume doesn't matter. There's nothing there. And they did say that unless you know somebody on the inside of the company, unless you have that personal relationship, the idea of getting through the electronic gatekeeper, you'd have a better shot at doing the Icarus thing and attaching wings to your arms and trying to fly to the sun.
This is a great opportunity for you. All right.
Yeah, it is.
We've got more to come. You're listening to the Jeff and Bill Show, 710 KNUS in Denver.
And on AM 1460, FM 101.1, The Answer in Colorado Springs. This is where you hear both sides. We are the Jeff and Bill Show.
710 KNUS in Denver.
AM 1460, FM 101.1, The Answer in Colorado Springs.
All along the Front Range, this is the Jeff and Bill Show, where you get both sides. Hot topic today is the war in Iran, an illegal war. Phone line still coming in on this one. Let's go to Roy in Colorado Springs. Good morning, Roy. You're on with Jeff and Bill.
Yeah, good morning. What's on your mind?
Hey, yeah. One of you made the statement, and I guess people are asking why Trump doesn't get out there and tell us how long this thing's going to last.
Yeah, that would be me. Yeah.
You know, yeah. Hegseth is the Secretary of War, and he made the statement. And what I figured out from that was that it's going to end when we end it, and we're going to do it until they are totally, absolutely obliterated and not a threat to us anymore.
Now, when you say obliterated, are we talking about destroying the entire country? Are we talking, what are we obliterating? And that's the question I've got is, what's the end? How do we know? Like in football, we know when we've gotten a touchdown. How do we know what the end is, since I haven't heard it articulated?
Yeah, and usually that's the way a war goes. But, we have to look at the end. But what they've done is they've taken out the headship. They took out Khomeini and they took out 40 other guys. And now they're working their way down.
To do what?
Well, they're taking out all the power that they can that is there to cause us issues. The other day they took out logistics guys. Now they're looking for all the. Okay,
Roy, what I'm asking is did we learn in Iraq that if we destroy the people in charge, everything else goes smooth? That everybody else falls in line and gets behind America? Is that what we learned as recently as Iraq?
Well, we don't want any of those people falling in line. We want them gone because they lie to us all the time. They use, their Muslim taqi. And so
do we need to keep going until all Muslims are gone?
Not all Muslims. No, just those radical creeps that are killing their own people.
And after they're all dead, what happens next? We then have what?
Well, we're calling for the Persians, the real Iranian people, to take the government over. Hopefully that can happen, and then we can deal with them. Because
and I think that's the problem, Roy, and I appreciate the phone call, because they take over, they don't like us, then we do what? Kill them too? That's why I want to know what the end game is. How do we know? This assumption of hope that they'll come in and do this is silly in my mind.
No, which is fair. It's a fair critique because we've all been burned on Iraq and Afghanistan, wondering what our sons and daughters gave their blood for. I get that. But there's also, to the quote of the day from a caller, there's no final wars. All right, let's talk advanced hair restoration. If you're losing it and desire to have it back, then advanced hair restoration has the easiest guaranteed solution. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results. I've seen it with my own eyes. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Paul's modern technology, and best of all, you get your own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it will grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now, 720-459-HAIR. If you qualify, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver and has changed the lives of tens of thousands of people. So don't wait. Check out the before and afters online for yourself. 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com, 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com. Bill, did you see this headline out of the Denver Post?
Yeah.
Of a Colorado man dying in a crash at an intersection where he petitioned for traffic light after his wife died there in 2024?
Yeah, that's scary. That he's saying this is a problem, this is a danger, and then he passes away at the very same intersection where he wants a traffic light. You're familiar with this traffic light, my friend.
Very well. This is right off of Bellevue and Franklin. I grew up in Old Cherry Hills, and this is a major issue. I remember how dangerous. I mean, because you get cars. When we were talking to Mark Crowley, who was a police officer for Cherry Hills.
Yep.
He's like, we clock cars going 70. through here.
That stretch is you're coming off University and you're trying to go as fast as you can to get to the very next stoplight. And all of us that have driven that Bellevue stretch there, you know the game you're playing. Do I think the Cherry Hills cops are out running radar and laser today? You are gambling on the fact that they are doing other things so that you can vastly exceed the speed limit. That's the game that's played every day on that stretch of road, and crossing that intersection is dangerous. But putting a light there comes with some problems too, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I talked to family members who still live in the area, and their concern is that look, Cherry Hills has a unique feel about it. It has no lights, no street lights, and no sidewalks. It wants to maintain its kind of rural feel.
Yeah.
And what they're concerned about is that the difficulty of getting through that intersection keeps fewer people from driving all those roads because people generally know it. I knew it. In high school, I took a different route from Cherry Hills up to Creek because turning left there off of Franklin onto Bellevue was
days.
Almost a suicide mission.
Yeah,
it felt like.
Absolutely.
Right, it's crazy. And part of the challenge too is you have the Highline Canal over off of Franklin. So if you got to cross there, it's like Frogger.
That's true.
With cars going 70 miles an hour.
Yep.
So it's absolutely. So part of the concern is one, you put a light there, and you brought this up. And then there's other parts of Cherry Hills that access Bellevue. We're going to start putting lights there. You end up with like 6 lights.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have to. And that's the stretch. And I want to remind people, if you hadn't done the stretch recently, think of the stretch that runs Iliff from Buckley to just the other side east of Rangeview. And the street there starts with a T, and I can't remember what it's called, what it's there. But you've got 6 lights that go from Buckley east until the other side of Rangeview High School. That's less than a mile, and you've got 6 lights. A couple of those lights are within like 35 feet of each other. Yeah. So you can get kids that'll go over to both lights and make your entire lunch hour miserable. I speak from experience. Been there.
So that's part of the concern. Then also who's going to pay for it? Local community members are saying that it's going to cost $500,000 to put that in. Cherry Hill's responsible. It's right on the border of Greenwood Village. Did they split it? That hasn't been negotiated. And it's a road. So should CDOT cover part of the cost? So you have a debate over those 3 issues or those 3 parties. Who's going to cover the cost of this? Is it going to provide and change things in Cherry Hills that's a problem? I agree that intersection is a problem. It's always worried me when I think of family members that go visit other family members. That turn off of Bellevue and Franklin still gives me concern today. And if you're trying to get to the Highline Canal and cross that road, it's wild. But the fact that 2 people from the same family fighting this issue, husband and wife, trying to raise awareness about the danger of that intersection, died, that's amazing. It's something that I think needs to be taken up from my perspective. So, all right, feel free to join the conversation, 303-696-1971. Text us on the Dan Caplis Law text line, 720-819-5115. We'll continue. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show, News Talk 710, KNUS.
And on AM 1460, FM 101.1, The Answer in Colorado Springs. This is where you hear both sides. We may eat some weird candy here in a sec, but we'll see what happens. This is The Jeff and Bill Show.
710 KNUS in Denver.
And on AM 1460, FM 101.1, The Answer in Colorado Springs.
All along the Front Range, this is the Jeff and Bill Show. Billy, did you see this headline? RFK Jr. wants Dunkin' and Starbucks to prove iced coffees are safe for teens.
Yeah, that's great. That's silly.
They aren't. Let me just help you with that. I don't know if they're necessarily poisonous, but...
the thing is, okay, a couple of things. One, he's talking about Massachusetts. Have you seen what Dunkin's testing in Massachusetts? The bucket of coffee.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a 48-ounce serving.
They've put up, like, don't tread on me with the coffee logos.
And
remember, they're all angry about it.
And it's the early 2010s, maybe 2012, 2013, when New York did the sugary soda size regulation because you're all too fat. And this is in much the same thing. Now, before RFK gets lots of credit for being the crusader against the sugar, he's gonna have to figure out why he's all Mr. Pro glyphosate now. Which is the active chemical ingredient in Roundup, something that Maha has been going after for years and something that RFK Jr. has said causes cancer. Yet he signed off on Trump's executive order designating it under the Defense Production Act as vital to our national security. So the Roundup chemical is still going to be produced with RFK Jr.'s support, and he's worried about sugary coffee. Priorities, people. Priorities.
What do you think might harm more, though?
The Roundup.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. You sit there breathing all that stuff. Cancer. Yeah. Awful stuff.
Yeah, but just a sure number of people. Have you been to some, like, there's some coffee shops out there where it's like Red Bull infused drinks and slushies and I mean, and
I've
the
said for
amount
years,
of
Starbucks
kids,
are milkshakes.
Yeah, the amount of kids sucking all this stuff down like little hummingbirds.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
understand being around
food,
the Roundup stuff could be a problem, but every teenager in the country is sucking down this stuff.
I'm just saying, on the gradient scale, chemical probably does more damage. Just in and of itself. If we're really worried about it, that would be the thing. But thinking about damage, let's see.
Yeah, I was going to say, thank you, Becky, from HR.
This is awesome. Becky from HR.
She brought us. She saw some funny.
So good. I'm so excited.
Funny flavor.
Yeah, M&Ms.
M&Ms.
Now, Jeff and I have them. We are going to be tasting them with you now, Jeff. We are going to start with the cinnamon roll flavor.
Okay.
It is the peanut
Yellow
butter
one.
cinnamon roll. So this is who it is. I'm showing the package up in front of the screen.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So they're taking this. I haven't had these all. Oh, wow. Hey. Now, I'm kind of a cinnamon fan.
Yeah, I am a cinnamon fan, too. That tastes great.
Those are good. I'm a little skeptical. Those were pretty good. Those are, okay. Cherry chocolate or lemonade? What's your choice, sir?
Let's go cherry chocolate.
Okay, cherry chocolate. These are darker. Again, these are a bit larger. I'm holding this up. These are the cherry chocolate. I love chocolate-covered cherries. That's something that my dad got me into. But it got to be dark chocolate. And oh, hey. No, those are surprising. Those are good. Now, I appreciate that they're not, when you go with the low rent chocolate-covered cherries, there's an acidic nature to the syrup that's on the inside and the finish, where it's not really sweet like a cherry. There's more acid like a chemical. And this avoids that. This has the sweetness when you get the real good cherries on the inside of the chocolate. Yeah. Whoever put that together, that's fantastic.
You know, Bill, what we're doing?
You're not getting any more of these.
What did you think of the product?
Oh, yeah. What did you think of the product? Here is the new product.
The M&M or the McDonald's product.
Yes, the McDonald's
burger
product.
product.
That's exactly what we're doing. Now, here is the latest product from M&M's, the lemon meringue pie flavored M&M's. These are kind of yellow and white colored, a little bit smaller than the other two. So I'm already touch disappointed, just based on side and portion. These are more crunchy.
No.
These are... Huh. That's... Huh. There's a little bit of the, the lemon Girl Scout cookies. It finishes a touch like those, but I don't know. I like the chocolate cherry.
No.
I like the chocolate cherry ones. Those are my favorite. What ones do you recommend?
Cinnamon.
You like the cinnamon ones? All right. The rest of the bag here is going to be going to my friend Jeff. I am taking the cherry chocolate ones, and I'm going to be eating those the rest of the morning. And we will just take these lemon meringue ones that are our least favorite, Jeff, and we'll just start throwing them at whoever's in the hallway here at the office. I think that's what we're going to do with those. Yeah.
Thank you, Becky. She's always so
cool,
sweet.
Becky.
She comes in with food all the time to keep these radio hosts and their energy up. She's great HR here.
Oh, she's so good. And I love the fact that she knows us well enough that she's like, I saw weird stuff you guys should eat. She knows us
You
so
should
well.
try that.
Oh, it's fantastic. That is really cool.
So RFK Jr., Secretary of Health and Human Services, announced he will require proof of safety data from Dunkin' and Starbucks at the Austin Eat Real Food Rally. Earlier this month on 60 Minutes, Kennedy said that the FDA is considering petitions to remove safety status for carbohydrates, citing a petition by David Kessler that argues the FDA does not have to prove that their processed refined carbohydrates used in industrial processing are unsafe, but that their safety has not been established. Help me understand that again. FDA does not have to prove that the processed refined carbohydrates used in industrial processing are unsafe. So they don't have to prove that it's terrible.
No.
They just, but that their safety has not been established.
Yeah, which it's very weird. What I'm seeing in this is that RFK Jr., this is my feeling, that through MAHA, he got enough blowback from the glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup. A lot of the people, that has been for MAHA people, in my basic research, that has been their target. It has been, I mean, we've had some lawsuits. We've had people perish because of it, long-term exposure to the chemical. And that was one of the things they were looking at the most, is getting those extra chemicals out of our food. And don't we talk about eating the natural food and, not having this type of all the GMOs and everything else? Well, this is an active ingredient in Roundup that is sprayed on all sorts of different food products, if we're in McDonald's world. And now RFK Jr. signed off on this, saying he supports the Trump executive order, saying that under the Defense Protection Act, creating and continuing to use that chemical is vital to our national food security and national security in and of itself. It's the most used weed killer in the world. And RFK Jr. in the past has said it causes cancer. But he'll sign off on that, but he's super worried about coffees.
Four Corners Steve texting in, I have a golf course lawn, my house not big. I've been using Roundup for 40 years. I've seen it go to perfect. Now it's been diluted. I have to spray a few times each year, and $30 something per year is getting pricey. Just like fertilizer for lawn, Scott, has you raise settings a few notches. Now I have to buy 2 bags.
Yeah.
The Robert F. Kennedy and the HHS pointing out that a 48-ounce latte can have more than 1,000 calories and 180 grams of sugar. Some drinks exceed 100 grams. A medium coffee with cream and sugar has 27 grams, and a single glazed donut has 13. Some of these drinks have over 100 grams?
Yeah.
180 grams of sugar?
Yeah. Now, here's the thing is, I want to ask about everybody who back in the Obama years was complaining about the nanny state and the nanny state telling you what you can eat. And remember, we even had a meat out here in Colorado that was a mess. But again, that was a recommendation on healthy eating and making different choices. It's weird how that's become MAHA.
Well, and it's a little weird as Democrat governors posting altered flags of Dunkin' Donuts on their social media, standing with Dunkin'.
I know.
So they just switched.
Yeah.
Is that all we do? Is you just fight back at each other?
Yeah, because
whatever
Jeff,
you do, I do the opposite.
Yeah, we know that too often in America now, our truth and reality is dictated by our political filter first. That sucks. But here we are.
And full of sugar. Thank
yes,
you,
we are.
Becky,
I was hoping
for
you said that
us.
S word, not the other S word. I'm having more of these M&Ms.
What are Jeff and Bill full of today?
Yeah.
Sugar or the other S word?
The other one, yeah. It depends on who you're listening to.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. You've almost made it. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show, News Talk 710, KNUS in Denver.
And on AM 1460, FM 101.1, The Answer at Colorado Springs. Good luck today. We'll be back tomorrow. Jeff and Bill Show.